Hola.
Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's $5 Tuesday. We're deep into bowl season. We got plenty of opportunities across the board. Joined by Dan. Dan, Matt Stafford just threw another interception.
I was about to say the same thing. After 5 interceptions, there was not a single LFG during the live show or the post chat. Love Matt Stafford interception. Little did we know, Andy, we should have bet 2 Matt Stafford interceptions. So crazy towards the end of the season for that team who was primed to get the 1 seed, have the playoffs roll through Los Angeles, and now they're looking like it's going to be a road game for them coming up here in the playoffs. Also hilarious that the Falcons, when they're eliminated from the playoffs, Andy, are the Falcons, that should be one of our questions next week, the best team to ever play football. Because when they're eliminated from the playoffs, all they ever do is just win. It's crazy.
There's a golfer named Charlie Hoffman. In his prime, he would always play like the most insane golf the first day of the Masters and then just fall apart. So the joke was always like, who's the best golfer? Like Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, or Charlie Hoffman Thursday at the Masters. So you're right. The Falcons on a heater to tank their
something to
their
it.
pick, but they don't even have their pick. So who do we got on the show today?
Yeah, it's going to be a great show today here, guys. Tuesday edition. Jesse Schule is coming up first, and I'm not sure if he started a little early or whatever time it is as he's on the other side, because he has 2 teams he's going to be fading in college football that you will certainly want to sit down for. So we got that coming up with Jesse. He's also going to give us a play in the Pistons and Lakers. Ralph Michael standing by, star or co-star of the Blitz on Wager Talk here, which will actually be coming up at 1 o'clock, a little early edition for you college football playoff lovers there with Ralph Michaels, Ross Benjamin, and of course, Brian Power. That's following us here, but Ralph's here to talk about Tennessee versus Illinois, USC versus TCU. Also let you know about the hot run he's been on. And then we're going to wrap things up with everyone's favorite Canadian, or at least the Canadian that we're having on Tuesday's show. And that is Lawrence Presman. He's going to talk the Devils and Leafs, Canadiens, Panthers. So NBA, college football, NHL, all coming your way. Andy's got all around the world. I got another play for you today in a college football bowl. So Andy, I say let's get into it, brother.
Let's do it. I'm also we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit. We had a controversial darts play that went out to clients. So Ralph and I are going to talk about how we handle something like that. Try and be as transparent as possible. So we're going to walk you through what happened and how we handle it on our end. So it's $5 Tuesday. Let's kick it off with Jesse. Jesse, get on in here. We're going to start with bowl season, and you got some teams to fade. Yeah, you're picking the litter, man, this week. Pick a couple teams we're looking to fade. Who you got?
Well, I just want to start off, Andy, by saying I haven't had anything to drink. I haven't been drinking. In fact, I haven't even been eating. I haven't eaten since Christmas. I'm on a bit of a fast. But yeah, people are going to think I'm crazy. But let's start it off with teams to fade. How about the Oregon Ducks? I think most people are on the Ducks this New Year's Day, I guess it is, the first, against Texas Tech. The Ducks actually opened as a dog. They're now a 2.5-point favorite. If you look at it, you look at how talented the Ducks offense is, and the logo on the helmet, I think, is what is influencing this line, what has flipped this line. But there's a sharp divide, because if you go by the numbers say Texas Tech is the better team. However, the argument is Texas Tech plays in the Big 12. They haven't played anybody. I will say they played BYU twice, and they absolutely smoked them twice. And BYU, I think, in my opinion, should have been a playoff team, or at least was better than several of the teams that did make the playoffs. BYU is no joke. They usually aren't a joke. BYU's always fields a competitive team, or more often than not. But they also have their signature win. The best win for the Red Raiders was on the road at Utah. And Utah was some sharps pick to win the Big 12. Utah is not a typical Big 12 team. Of course, they came from the Pac-12. They weren't a typical Pac-12 team. Utah has always been built like a Big 10 or an SEC team, with the big dudes on the line of scrimmage, the running game, the great defense. And Texas Tech went into Utah early in the season and just steamrolled them. In fact, Texas Tech steamrolled everybody except for one game when they had their backup quarterback and they lost at Arizona State, the one blip on the radar. So I'm not really buying into the whole strength of schedule. I want to point out the Ducks. I'm a Ducks fan. I got a Ducks hoodie hanging up over there. I like the Ducks as much as anybody, but if you really examine their schedule and try to use strength of schedule as an argument as to why they're favored in this game, you look at the tough opponents they have played. Well, the best team they played was Indiana, and they got whooped. The score might have said it was a relatively close game. It wasn't. Indiana was whooping them. They were very lucky to beat Iowa. Iowa was running the ball down their throat. They were struggling on offense against Iowa. Most teams struggle on offense against Iowa. And the Penn State game, I mean, they needed overtime to beat a Penn State team that everybody else was whooping. So, yeah, I don't buy into the strength of schedule. I think the opening line was the correct line. Now Oregon's a 2.5-point favorite. That doesn't mean Oregon's not going to win the game, but I do think it's wrong team favored in a game that is a coin flip at best. So I think the value is going to be on Texas Tech here. It's not on my premium card. I'm not going to bet my house on it. But I think the defense, the other thing is Texas Tech spent $25 million in NIL money, apparently rumored to be tied with Texas for the top two spenders in the offseason. And man, did they get their money's worth. And that defense and the things that Texas Tech do well travels, and it's consistent, and you don't have to worry about it going cold on you. Normally, if you play good defense and you can run the ball, you can do that consistently. If you've got a high-powered offense and you've got a flashy quarterback like Oregon does, yeah, that wins you a lot of games. But occasionally, that just doesn't come to fruition. Offenses go cold, and a lot of offenses go cold against this Texas Tech team. So I'm saying fade Oregon as my first team to fade. Do you think I'm nuts, Andy Lang?
No. This Oregon team has been good. I wouldn't put them as elite. I've watched them struggle at times. You know, I mean, the Hoosiers went into their place and beat them. It's what's in the coffee, Jesse. No, I definitely don't think you're crazy on this one. So this next one, I do think you're crazy. So, but before we get to that, how is the fast going? Because I was going to do one after the first of the year. You decided.
Well, I mean, it's midnight, and tomorrow at dinner time, I'm eating dinner. So it's basically, I hit it out of the park. I'm practically done. All I got to do is not eat lunch tomorrow, and I got a picanha marinating in the fridge for the last 2 days, smothered in chimichurri, and it's about a 5-pound picanha, and I'm probably going to eat half of it.
Dude. I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. That sounds awesome. Man. Congratulations. Good for you, man. I can't wait to hear. Next week, I want to hear how the whole thing went from start to finish and how you're feeling. So, all right, this next one, I can see a head-to-head situation here. So tell us about this next team we're fading.
Okay, so Miami goes into Texas A&M and absolutely shuts them down, runs the ball down their throat. We know this Miami team is dominant on the lines of scrimmage, and I believe they will have an edge against Ohio State on the line of scrimmage. I'm not here to tell you that Miami is the better team. I'm not going to say that, but they're catching 9 points. Ohio State, just number one across the board. The clear best team in the country, whether it's people's opinions or by the numbers. That being said, who has Ohio State beaten really? Like the win against Texas in week 1, it looks great when you say, oh, they beat the number 1 ranked team in the country. But if you watch that game, they really struggled on offense, particularly in the first half. Texas, Arch Manning couldn't hit a wide open receiver. Otherwise, Texas had a chance to win that game, no problem. And in first halves of games, if you watch the Michigan game, they had a shaky start there. The Indiana game, the best team they played, they lost to Indiana. They can be beaten. Miami has a shot here, a puncher's chance. Of course, friends don't let friends bet on Mario Cristobal. But if you are going to bet on Mario Cristobal, do it in the first half. I think Miami will lean on them with their running game, and the defense will put Sayan under pressure. I think Ryan Day has to approach this game. We saw what happened to them against Indiana. The one thing that Ohio State can't afford to do is have Sayan come in and have a bad start and not be able to recover. So I believe that both these teams will come into it. I think Miami is going to try and use the same formula that got them the win at Texas A&M. They're going to try and muddy it up, hold the ball and sit on it, run it down their throats. Ohio State's going to be conservative, just try to just weather the storm. And as we've seen with Ohio State, they're a couple passes to Jeremiah Smith away from blowing the game wide open, but I don't expect that to happen in the first half. So I like Miami plus 5.5 for the first half. Whether or not Ohio State blows the doors open, scores 21 points in the fourth quarter, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way. In fact, as I said, I think Miami has a puncher's chance, and a money line parlay with Miami and Texas Tech pays out at 7-1. You might want to sprinkle a little bit on that one. But as far as the fades go, it's going to be Miami plus 5.5, a fade of Ohio State, and Texas Tech plus 2.5, a fade of Oregon.
Care to make things interesting in the Ohio State game, Jesse?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do full game here. This is your guys' chance to win a free 3-day pass. Dan, tell them about it.
You see that? He's scared. He doesn't want to fade my actual play. He wants to change the play and fade it.
Oh, I see how we're doing this. Well,
did you see that, Dan?
It's well done. It's well done by Andy. That's how you become the host of WagerTalk Today is work like that. But yeah, so guys, all you have to do is if you think that Jesse's side here is going to be winning, if you think that it really is an upset here brewing, you can comment below and let us know, Jesse, and your WagerTalk username. And if his side does win here, folks, and what are we going to grade
what's the actual bet?
Andy?
What's are we doing?
I would prefer the first half. I mean, that's the actual bet. Miami plus 5.5 first half, or Ohio State minus 5.5. That's
all right.
That's
so
fair,
Miami
right?
plus 5.5. I'm just writing it down to make sure that we have this. So if you think that Miami will be covering in the first half, comment below after the video goes live with Jesse or Miami and your WagerTalk username. And then also comment below if you think Ohio State will be up by 6 or more points at halftime with Andy and your WagerTalk username. That's all you got to do. After the show goes live, you're entered in to win a 3 free day flex pass. Whoever does end up covering, whoever commented and followed the rules correctly, we're going to pick one of you randomly to win. And because you're adding your name for the your WagerTalk username, we'll add it right away to your page. So there you go. Miami.
One more bet.
What do you got? What's the one more bet?
Over or under 10 comments that say Jesse's drunk?
I'll slightly lean to the under because the rule following is always at an all-time low below. So I think they may say maybe Jesse's on crack would be the more likely comment that we might get there, Jesse. But Jesse, would you be so bold? I'm wondering. I mean, what we got plus 9.5 is essentially the line that I'm seeing in that Miami and OSU game, and in that Oregon game, it's much tighter. We doing a money line parlay? Do you think these teams could win outright? Are these dogs barking so much that we could see 2 outright wins? Because if so, that could be a little pizza money sprinkle. You could get a lot of chimichurri if you hit that one, Jesse.
Absolutely. I definitely think that's worth a stab. I do think Ohio State probably should win. I do think Ohio State's the better team, but I do think they're beatable. And I think Miami is a team that's built to cause problems for Ohio State. That advantage on the line of scrimmage, I think, could pay dividends. Friends don't let friends bet on Mario, but maybe if you're getting plus 700, that's worth a shot.
Yeah, 7-10 for the money line sprinkle, Andy. 7.
Not bad. Not bad.
Comment below though. Let us know. First half, Miami 5.5, and drop your WagerTalk username. That's how you guys are going to be entered in a little head-to-head action, Andy. And it can't be official until we get the boxing bell. That's when we got head-to-head bets here on the show. We got a head-to-head bet. going on. And that's not it, because
we
we still got an NBA play from Jesse.
Yeah, we got an NBA play. We got some questions from the chat. We'll get the questions right after this, but let's break down this NBA game tonight. Jesse, you're going with the Pistons and Lakers. That was a game assigned to you, and now we got this Lakers team all banged up. Austin Reeves, terrifying injury. It's the dreaded calf injury. Rui Hachimura is out. The Lakers are cratering. They cannot play defense. Pistons, meanwhile, looks like a team on the rise. How do you break down this Pistons and Lakers game tonight?
All right, Andy. Well, the Pistons come in as a 2.5-point favorite, number 1 in the Eastern Conference. They've come a long way from where they were a couple years back. And of course, when you're as old as I am, a couple years back seems just like yesterday. But that said, they are coming off back-to-back losses on this Western Conference road trip. This is the final game of a road trip. They're fully healthy, so there's not really much excuse for their losses. They were, I think, favored in both of those. I think they were favored in both of those losses. The Pistons actually swept the Lakers last year, and they've lost they've lost 4 of their last 5 at LA. LA 20-10 record, first in the Pacific. Of course, they had that 3-game losing skid. JJ Redick calls them out, says they don't care enough. They had team meetings. And since then, they blew out Sacramento. Well, blowing out Sacramento doesn't take the sting away from a 3-game losing streak. It's not going to make JJ Redick happy to blow out Sacramento if you're going to come back and lose to the Pistons. I think spot-wise, this is a better spot for the Lakers at home. I know they're banged up, but I just don't think I don't think this is a focus spot for the Pistons. I know they need to snap out of their funk, but I think they'll do that at home when they return to Detroit. But I'm going to look at the Rui Hachimura injury that you mentioned. He's also got a calf injury. And I think that opens up an opportunity in the player prop market, Andy. Jake LaRavia, he's been in the league for 4 years already. He's only 24 years old. He, not exactly the most famous Laker, but he's been playing a key role of late. He's scored in double digits in 4 of his last 5 games. He's been contributing with rebounding as well. He seems like he's a pretty solid rebounder. He's next man up on the depth chart to fill those minutes for Rui Hachimura. I got in early this morning. This is actually, by the way, this is on my premium card. I've got a 3-pack of basketball plays available today on $5 Tuesday. And this one is a premium play for me. Jake LaRavia over 16.5 points, rebounds, assists. I think his minutes are going to tick up five or so more minutes than his average because of the injury to Hachimura, and that doesn't appear to be reflected in the line of 16.5 points, rebounds, assists when he's averaging 15 points, rebounds, assists on the season. And of late, he's blowing those numbers out with double-digit scoring in 4 of his last 5 games. So the lean is on the Lakers, but the actual money is on LaRavia over 16.5 points, rebounds, assists. And if somebody wants to correct the pronunciation of Jake's last name, go ahead and do it in the comments.
I've heard both. I've heard announcers say LaRavia and LaRavia. So, I think you're good either way. This is one of the hard parts of our job is when people say, "Oh, you mispronounced it." It's like, well, I've heard 4 different announcers pronounce it 4 different ways. So you tell me how you want me.
Well, what the Rock. What the Rock.
That one player who was it? His parents gave him like a nickname, but he didn't like how they pronounced the nickname. So it was like you never know the true pronunciation. This is a true A-Chan versus A-Chain situation that we need to get cleared up by the player himself. I think is what we really need.
Well, you know what the Rock says, right?
Smell the cooking. It doesn't matter what
it doesn't matter what his name is.
I was like, oh my God, how many catchphrases am I have to go to before I get to the one Jesse's referring to? Awesome stuff. Awesome segment. Jesse gave you a money line at Parlay, and we're going to go head to head on the Ohio State game. But it is $5 Tuesday. You mentioned it, Jesse. So what do you have up for everyone at WagerTalk?
I do have a $5 hoops play available in college basketball, but what I want to promote is NFL playoff action. I thought that I was going to be the number 1 profit leader at WagerTalk last year in the playoffs, which I was throughout the entire playoffs. But a sharp mind by the name of Rob Vino passed me on Super Bowl Sunday by only half a unit or something like that. So Rob, Vino, and I finished 1-2 with profit in last year's playoffs, and we're running a promotion for this year's playoffs. 2 cappers, $249, all the plays from January 1st through the Super Bowl from me and Rob Vino. That is the best bang for your buck in the NFL playoffs. This package will be available on January 1st all through the Super Bowl. You can see it at the deals page or at my page or at Rob Vino's page.
That is a smoking deal, Jesse. That's an awesome deal. Great job for putting that together. I didn't even know that was a thing. So yeah, get Jesse and Rob, both two very good, successful playoff handicappers in the NFL. Jesse, great segment as always. Thank you so much. Good luck on finishing your fast. And holy cow, are you going to enjoy tomorrow? Over under 4.5 pounds of picanha. I'm going over. I'm going over on that.
I'll send you some pictures. I'll send you some pictures, Andy.
Post those and put them on social media for sure. Jesse Schule, everybody. Great
Jesse.
segment. Thank you so much, Jesse. Have you had picanha? Surely you've had picanha.
I'm sure I have at different steakhouses or something like that. Actually, last night we were just out and I got this incredible like surf and turf enchilada. So one of them was like crab and shrimp and the other was like filet mignon with chimichurri on it. Chimichurri, one of the most underrated. It could just elevate any meat. It's when made properly, dude. It's so freaking good.
It's like, yeah, it's the Brazilian like butter.
Yes. Yeah.
With butter goes
way to put it. And it literally, yeah. It basically is butter. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse's got that great football special going. Dan, we're coming off of a big 5% winner again last night. That's 2 in a row. Thank you so much to everybody that joined in. We felt great about the play. Got off to a shaky start, but when you're running hot, things just kind of work your way. So another winning morning in darts. And it's $5 Tuesday. We have a $5 best bet in the NBA. All my NBA plays are 2%. This one was so good, I made it 4%. This is the highest NBA play I've had this season. So the books are completely wrong on this line. So it's $5. If you've been cashing with us the last few days, jump on board. And Dan, tell everyone about $5 Tuesday because every handicapper gets to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrific. It's if you never really tried out before, just $5 can get you a featured play from any handicapper. And again, this is across the entire site. So you can head on over. We got Ralph coming up. He's going to be on the blitz. Any of those guys, a couple $5, $20, try out 4 different cappers. And I think one thing that's interesting about it from my perspective is the analysis that comes with the plays for most of the guys here is really what can help teach you outside of just, okay, yeah, we cashed the bet with them, because it'll include analysis like statistical trends or maybe angles that these guys like to use. So you really get to learn a handicapping style. Now, one play isn't the greatest sample size in the world, but if you've never tried out before, I think $5 Tuesday is really one of the best promotions we do for people who are new to the channel.
Absolutely. Justin asked, surf and turf enchilada.
Did I bury the lead? Did I when I saw it on the menu, I was like, I've never really seen something quite like this. So the crab and shrimp one had like a salsa verde on it, and then the one with the filet mignon and the chimichurri, that one had like a ranchero sauce on it. So just incredible. I'll post a picture for you, Andy, because dear God, it never stood a chance. And this place too, they had someone like hand making the tortillas in the back. So when we first sat down, they were like, hey, we're going to bring out some tortillas for the table. And I was like, do they mean chips? And she's just saying tortillas, because I've never before. They just brought out fresh tortillas and then they put salsa and like butter in front of you, and you would just shred the tortilla and like dip it in the sauce. And they were incredible, Andy. Handmade.
Where were you? Valhalla? Like,
yeah, seriously. It was I died and went to heaven, Andy. Yeah, it was when I flatlined, and this is what I saw when I went towards the light. No, it was this restaurant over in Manhattan Beach. We were celebrating my wife's 5-year sober anniversary. So it was a fun time with the family. We were all hanging out there, and it was absolutely to die for. I chose well on the restaurant. Never had been there before. And they nailed it. Esperanza in Manhattan Beach. They don't sponsor the show, Andy, but if you're ever in Manhattan Beach, worth checking
out. $4.99 sounds better. No, it doesn't.
Not wrong, Mike. You're not wrong, Mike.
$4.99 Tuesday does not roll.
Yeah, it's a little verbose. A little verbose.
Little. So,
yes, it was homemade and handmade. They were hand pressing them with the tortilla press. And actually, it wasn't a home, it was a restaurant. So, maybe technically this was restaurant made. But yeah, they were pressing them fresh in the back. Absolutely amazing.
Love it. Thank you, Bayou. Yeah, we cleaned up yesterday. Yes, actually swept the board. Won NHL, NBA, NFL, and darts. So week is off to a smoking start. Really is. So let's ride the wave. Okay, speaking of darts, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to bring in Ralph and tell you guys how we handle it. All right, so here's what happened, Dan. We put out a play late last night. The line was wrong. We put it out, and within minutes, the books moved the line because the books clearly knew that the line was not correct. And it just got out of control. And so we have a play with a line that kind of doesn't exist. So let's bring on Ralph. I called Ralph and we had to try and figure out how to handle this. So Ralph, the pen, I called Ralph and the pen. And so Ralph, I loved your solution with this. We don't want to celebrate wins when people that are following us can't get the bets down. So how did we handle this situation from WagerTalk's perspective?
You know what, Andy, I'm so proud to work for this company because the one thing that sets us apart is integrity. We try to give you bettable lines. Yes, there are times that a line is going to move, and you don't want to not put out a play because you think it may move, because you're never sure if it's going to move. So I'll tell you what, Andy reached out to me today. They put out a game that the line moved very quickly. Again, you don't know how much that line's going to move. And he felt it wasn't a bettable situation at that point. So here's what he did, because all of you guys that are following him on his draft package, if the game loses, the match loses, he's going to count it as a loss. If the match wins, he's going to count it as a no play. That, my friend Andy, is called integrity, and I appreciate you each and every day because of it.
Yeah, it's the only right thing to do. We don't want to stay up here. Like, we made 2 units on the play, and everyone's going, yeah, we couldn't get down on it. So yeah, if it loses, then we take the loss, take it like a champ. But we don't want to take credit when nobody else could get down. But we're off to a great start this week in darts. We're well within the profit. We've already cashed a future, so we're looking forward to moving ahead on this. All right, Ralph, you got a lot of work to do for us here. We got some bowl games. Let's start with the Music City Bowl, Tennessee, Illinois. What are we doing with this game?
Well, Andy, this is a game that we have to look at motivation. And you look at Tennessee, and normally, this game's in Nashville. Normally, if a team is playing in-state, they're excited to play in-state. Yeah, you want to go travel and you want to see new places, but in-state means you get a big crowd, your friends can be there, your family can be there, and there are no travel issues. But to me, I'm not quite sure. My power ratings had Illinois a 7-point favorite. It opened up about that. It's come down a few points with their top wide receiver, an NFLer, 1,000-yard rusher, Brazilla, opting out. But I also have to go back and remember this. Tennessee had playoff aspirations this year. They started the season 4-1. They were ranked number 11. Their only loss was by 3 points to Georgia. So they were sitting in the driver's seat. You have a quarterback in Aguilara, 3,500 yards. Did throw 10 picks with only 24 interceptions, but many of those were early. You also have a Tennessee squad that lost to their rival, Vanderbilt, at home in the regular season finale, and that dropped them down another spot in this bowl game. So Music City would have had them excited. They played here a few years ago, and now they're not. Illinois, ecstatic to be playing. Yeah, people had some inklings that they may be a playoff type contender, but we saw them lose to the better teams. They went to Indiana, get blown out by 53. Play Ohio State, lose by 18 at home. Go to Washington, lose by 17 on the road. And then go to Wisconsin. That was their worst game. They only got outgained by 3 yards per game on the road in that game, but they couldn't run the ball and they couldn't score in the red zone. We looked at opt-outs. Tennessee has a few additional opt-outs to Illinois. Bielema said Illinois has like 6 to 10, probably only one starter missing this game. And he offered all his players, even though they are transferring, if they're interested in playing in the bowl, he would play them in the bowl. So we do have much more camaraderie for Illinois. But when I see what Illinois did against the best defenses, they are not a good come-from-behind team. We talk about service academies that run the ball aren't good at coming from behind. I'm afraid that if Tennessee gets a few early scores, the Fighting Illini will not be able to bounce back. I lean first half under in this game. It is going to be chilly. It's going to be mid-30s in Nashville. Winds about 10 miles an hour. The sun should be out, which will help. But I think Tennessee's offense just a little too much to handle, even without Chris B, their top wide receiver, out. I lean Tennessee minus the 3.5. And this is a game, again, if the motivation were set up differently, this was a game that was close to being in the mix for a client play for me. I will take the Volunteers.
All right, we got another. Actually, we got 3 bowl games today, and someone asked about a play in the Coastal game. I'll do a play in that one after that. We got a same game parlay for that one. But late game tonight, USC TCU. Ralph, how are we breaking this game down?
Well, you want to talk about opt-outs? Here you go. SC might be missing 10 to 12 players that have started games this year. That's significant. Their O-line also has some injuries. That's significant. That thinks, okay, we're going to love TCU. The problem is this. Josh Hoover opted out. Hoover, again, 27-14 ratio. Not what you expect from him. But their losses at BYU, home to Iowa State, at Kansas State, and at Arizona State. That's significant for me because away from home, they were only plus 31 yards per game. That's not a team that has 9 wins, that has that type of run. You look at USC on the road, they were actually plus 8 yards per game. So both teams had very strong home dominant stats, and on the road, not nearly as good. The one thing USC could do on the road, they averaged over 413 yards per game, and I like the way they finished. Even though they lost by 15 at Oregon, they got outgained by 54 yards. They played very well. They went to Nebraska. They beat Nebraska. You went to Notre Dame. You lost by 10. You only got outgained by 46 yards per game. TCU, to me, is the better team, but without Hoover, they are not. The TCU defense is going to miss a few guys, and when you look at their defense year to date, they were actually number 59, holding foes to only 15 yards per game under what they average. This USC offense, number 1 in the country, they outgained 1,600 yards more than their opponents allowed on average. Many opt-outs for USC, including a couple on the O-line. I still think Maeva gets it done. I like Lincoln Riley going to be aggressive in this bowl. I like USC team total over 30.5. I'm going to skip on the game with these big opt-outs, but I do think USC is going to score. This game, of course, in San Antonio in the Alamo Dome. No weather, no wind. We'll see if USC can reach those 500 yards and get over their team total.
I love the team total look. I like playing these team totals in these bowl games. I think it's a really, really great look there, Ralph. So $5 Tuesday. Tell everyone what you have up at WagerTalk.
Well, I have one college basketball play today, my first 4% total in college basketball. But I want to talk about this, Andy. I have a college bowl game tomorrow, a 5% play. That's $35. Last year in the bowls, number 1 in the country, 12-3. This year, 7-2, my last 9 bowl plays. That is a combined 19-5, 79%. NFL, the last 6 weeks, 13-6, 68%. Our special Xmas 25 is valid till tomorrow. So if you go and you buy the rest of college football and the rest of NFL, normally $219, buy it today with Xmas 25, you'll pay $169 for the rest of the NFL, including the playoffs, and the rest of the bowl games, including my $35 play tomorrow. Rest of the football season, Xmas 25, yours for only $169.
Another smoking deal. That's a good one. Still, Ralph's sneaky. He's using the Christmas code after Christmas.
Well, I think it's tomorrow night is when it expires. So these bowl games.
We did run it through the calendar year. So yes, while you're watching the Ohio State, make sure to take advantage and get that Xmas 25 for those last minute purchases. You'll be glad you did.
No brainer.
Ralph Michaels, that's a smoking special. Ralph's got a 5% up for tomorrow. He's got
Ralph.
college basketball. What the Christmas code? It's the gift that keeps on giving
Exactly.
all year long, Clark.
What you got to do.
Real quick, someone asked about the Coastal Carolina game. We're recording this. It's about 12:30 Eastern time. I'll give you same game parlay in this one, Dan. Jim called me this morning and likes this one. Louisiana Tech on the money line, parlayed with Trey Kukoc. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, to have a rushing touchdown. He's got 5 in the last 2 games,
Perfect.
and Coastal Carolina is truly horrific against the rush. They allow over 200 yards. So one of the little same game parlay for some mid-afternoon action. That could be a sprinkle. And shout out to a Phoenix who is in the chat. Phoenix, some people, when they lose a bet, sometimes they don't show up. And Phoenix is here, says he's going to get a 3-day pass. Phoenix had every opportunity in the world to that quarterback kept throwing interceptions in their own end zone. Like,
it was quite the game.
Brutal.
Comedy of errors.
It really was. It really was. So shout out to you, Phoenix. That was a lot of fun. Enjoy going head to head with you. So listen, you're picking the right time to get a 3-day pass from me. we're running really, really hot. So let's I jump on now. You get the $5 Tuesday play along with darts plays and anything else we have. So all right, Dan, you cashed again on the LFG WTF. You gave us a plus money last night.
Yeah.
And not only did it hit once, it hit twice, it hit 3 times.
Can you imagine if we would have bet 2 interceptions, Andy? We were plus 135 on the 1 interception. So we'll take it. The WTF or LFG, where I give 1 play and the chat and Andy decides if they want to follow or fade it. We're now up to 8 and 4 on these plays, and all the plus money ones, we've given 3 of them. All of those have hit. So if you've been following, you've definitely been up, but we're having fun doing it. And Andy, I'm glad that you mentioned, I knew that with this game going at 2, not a lot of people were going to hit it. Independence Bowl, Coastal Carolina, and Louisiana Tech. I also am with you. I think La Tech is a fine bet to make, but I'm actually going to be betting the under in this one. We've seen it tick down a few points here. I'm still fine with it going under 49.5. Again, this one going at 2 p.m. Andy alluded to it, that run-heavy offense you're going to see here for Louisiana Tech, and you pair that with a really good run defense that they're bringing in. Number 1 in Conference USA, fewest points allowed in Conference USA. And sure, I know that Coastal Carolina 8-3-1 to the over this season, but that was when they still had their coach, their quarterback 1, and their wide receiver 1. None of them will be here today. I think this could be just a run it out kind of game. They'll turn to the run, and they're going to be pairing that and going up against that stout rushing defense. So I'm going under the 49.5. Little bonus play for you, Andy. Why not take La Tech's defense or special teams to get into the end zone? That's plus 475. Reason being, 2 kicks they've taken to the house this year. Also with this backup quarterback, if they do end up getting a lead, as is expected, and this backup quarterback has to go to the air, should be ripe for some turnovers like we've seen here in bowl season. So why not a little sprinkle? We won't grade that one, but La Tech defense, special teams touchdown plus 475. The official play under the 49.5. Andy, WTF, LFG, what are we thinking?
It's an LFG. The clock will run quite a bit.
Let's go.
Yeah. You get a heavy running attack, even if one team scores a lot of points, the other team needs to step in and do a lot to get over the total. I don't see it. I think La Tech. What's the alt spread? I think La Tech could lay a hammer here.
Yeah, I think like 30-10 is what I would think the finals are going to end up being.
Yeah, minus 19.5 is plus 225. I think this could be kind of an ass whooping. So, all right, we're giving LFG. This game starts in an hour and 20 minutes. So this is great, man. We get college football during the day. We get darts during the day. Like, my afternoons are like really entertaining.
Not only do we have a great afternoon, Andy, but we have a Tuesday edition of WagerTalk Today, where we have the man with the best hats in the game. The Lion is here, and that beard is looking good, Prez. How we doing, brother? You are muted though, Prez.
You're muted. Sir.
I'm trying to book bugger off. I'm trying to book a rental car in Florida. I had the reading glasses on, a king hat.
What'd you say you're
going.
booking? What are you booking over there? Didn't you say you're booking a trip or something? You're coming to see me or what?
You're in Florida?
No, unfortunately. My parents are.
I don't go to California, bro.
I know. We would stop you at the border anyways. I don't think you'd be allowed in there.
No doubt.
But,
no doubt.
Yeah,
guys, the coloring on your show is exceptional.
It worked out great
much.
today. It really did.
Andy literally, it's so funny that you say that because when we logged on, Andy was like, "Why do we look so good today?" Like,
Yeah.
Ralph was wearing blue. Blue is the.
I didn't get the memo though. I gotta be
how
honest.
you been though, Prez?
Yeah, all good, dude. I'm excited. I got back from Whistler. I'm off to Florida on Saturday for 2 weeks, but I will be around to do shows. I'm good to go on Tuesday. I'm playing poker. I'm not playing poker. Like, it's all a bit of a. I'm going to go down to the Seminole and play in a couple of the Hard Rock events. There's WPT is in town. So I will miss the best betting show ever. I'll miss a few. Steve Merrill will be hosting for me. That's it. Nice to see your name, Rob Christensen.
Yeah, I will say, Prez, if you're not on it, could it really be the best betting show? It would be like the most decent betting show. When you're out, maybe we put a little asterisk on the show, right? You know, it can't be the best betting show without you. It would be the issue.
Listen, I think this show is right up there, and you guys are doing a bang up freaking job. So, we had 17,000 people watch us on End Zone on Friday. That was
it's a fun show,
Sunday.
man.
I'll tell you, I won't be doing it this Sunday though, guys. Teddy will be hosting that show without me, so hope you guys still join us. I spent 5 minutes on today's best betting show ever, telling everyone why it is so important to get likes, for you guys to hit the like button. And I took a look and I noticed that under 5% of the people that watch the best betting show ever hit the like button, and under 5% of the people who watch WagerTalk Today hit the like button.
Takes a second.
And I don't understand why, Andy. And it really kind of freaks me out a little bit, because it really just takes 1 second to hit the like button. And one of the guys commented saying, "Hey, Prez, why are you begging for likes?" As if it's beneath us to beg for likes. And well, it's not beneath us, guys. I'll tell you flat out. It's probably the most important thing out there. And I'm going to explain. And I know I've hijacked this show, but to give you guys perspective, there's maybe 10,000 sports betting shows on YouTube. And YouTube chooses which show to present to you. Now, you might go in and type in WagerTalk Today. What's happening on the right side of your screen? YouTube is picking shows to present to you. How are they picking those shows? They want to see how many likes. They want to see how many comments. They want to see how long a person stays on the show till the end of the show. Those things are factored in to an equation. All we're asking from you guys is to hit that like button. 1 second out of your day. Andy and Dan put a lot of effort into this show. So, guys, come on. Sorry, Dan.
I know the Prez, they're going to give you a like once they start getting the breakdowns on these 2 NHL games, right? That's what ultimately that's what the people want. We teach them, how.
There's a reason you put me at the end of a show, Dan. Because only 20% of the people are still around.
No,
yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair.
All right,
they want the NHL. The ones who are still here want the NHL plays from the NHL GOAT, the Prez. So, Devils, Maple Leafs, your Maple Leafs. How are we betting this one, Prez?
Well, I mean, funny that we're going to bet the under. Oh, yes, we are. Toronto Maple Leafs 22-13 to the over on the year. One of the biggest over teams out there. But that was really more reflective of what happened in the first 2 months of the season. Moving forward, this Toronto team has played to the under of late. Now, in their last few games, look, they had an under 3-2 against Detroit. But before that, they went over, they went over 3 of 4. One of those games hit 6. This Toronto team is an under team moving forward. It is literally all they're going to have in order to get themselves back into the playoff race. This is not the same team that we saw last year. This is not a team that is going to score a ton of goals. And this is a team, now that Chris Tanev is back, that is going to play really good defense. And that's what I think happens here. And the New Jersey Devils team, 16-21 to the under as well. Most Sheldon Keefe teams, even when he coached the Leafs, they wanted to play to the under. Now, they went over last game 4-3 against Washington, but they played a 2-1 game against the Islanders, a 3-1 game against Buffalo, a 2-1 game against Utah, a 2-1 game against Vegas, and a 2-1 game against Vancouver. A whole lot of 2-1 games. And that's only 3 goals. We're taking under 6. So I don't see any other way to bet this game but to just keep playing New Jersey games under, keep playing Toronto games under. When they play against each other, take the under.
All right, we got an under in one game. We're going to the Canadiens and the Panthers. They can just give you the Canadian teams, Prez. Seems a little stereotypical.
Yeah, why?
Yeah,
Why do they do
messed
that?
Up.
Yeah,
This is messed up. I'm going to say something to Chris Prez.
One sec, guys. Tanev is hurt again, and he is day to day. He might play tonight. He might not play tonight. But Austin Matthews is in the exact same position. He is also day-to-day, and so is Willie Nylander. Without Nylander and Matthews in the lineup, come on, guys. How's this game going over? And Bayou bets the play here is overtime at plus 310. Look, there could be overtime. I just don't think plus 310 is the right number, so I don't agree with you. I think you're going to need better value than that.
All right, Canadiens, Panthers, what do you got for us?
Oh, so yeah, so the Canadiens, shout out to this Canadian team, really started the season excellently, 20-12-6 on the year in a playoff situation, and they made an incredible comeback down 4-1 against Tampa Bay, came back and won that game, and they outshot Tampa Bay 35-21. What does all that mean? I think they're in a letdown spot right now, guys. I think they're playing a Florida Panthers team that's playing much better. They just beat Washington 5-3. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. And I think it's just a tough spot for Montreal. And this is a really short line, minus 130 for the Stanley Cup champs at home. I understand Barkov and Tkachuk are injured. They've been injured all year. This team has made its adjustments. This Florida team is 21-15-2 without their 2 stars. I really like Florida tonight. And I know we got a listener there that says Canadiens will win 5-4. I don't think the Canadiens will win 5-4. I think the game goes under 6.5. I think Florida wins this game 3-1 or 3-2.
All right.
So was that deserving of likes?
I would hit the like button, Press. I actually have while you were talking. So I hadn't hit the like button prior, but then I saw Prez, I saw that beard, and I was like, if I don't hit the like button, I'm kind of the asshole at this.
I think with the two of you guys on the show, I think you guys could rename the show the sexiest betting show alive.
And put it under the best betting show umbrella, like we had talked about, Prez.
Yeah,
this will be the
course.
sexiest.
Doesn't everything go under that umbrella?
That's very fair. That's very fair. Prez, what $5 Tuesday? What do you got up? And this Xmas 25. I know your favorite code, not Hanukkah 25, but Xmas 25 is still rocking through Wednesday. So what'll people find over at your page, brother?
Well, Prez, what do you think of the Flyers money line tonight? Rick Talking Bowl. I don't. I like Vancouver. Okay. So I try to answer all questions. You know, I'm a man of the people, Dan. I'm a man of the people. True. So bottom line is I got two 5% plays up at the same time. I don't remember ever having two 5% plays up at the same time. So let's start there. I got a college football 5% play up right now. It's a playoff game. It goes on New Year's Day. I am 4-1 in college football bowls this season, 80%. But over the last 4.5 years of college bowl betting, I'm 35-22. That's 62+%. So short-term 4-1, long-term 62+%. I got a 5% play up. It's my third college football 5% ATS play of the entire year. So these plays are very rare. I also have a 5% NFL total up And those plays are very rare as well. I've won 5 straight in those. So those are my 5% plays. And the reason I tell you that is I have a promo code for those plays, and it's better than Xmas 25. It is Prez 50. Prez 50. 50% off both my college football and my NFL play. Now, you don't have to buy both. You can buy one at a time. You can buy them both. It doesn't matter. The promo code Prez50 will work for both. As for tonight, I got a 4% NHL total. I'm 19-9 on these plays. You can get that for $5. I've got a college football bet on tonight's game. 4-1 in college football, $5. And I have an NBA bet on one of the games going tonight. And it's also $5. And I'm up profit in NBA this season. And I've not had a losing NBA season in 3.5 years. That was a big, long promotion. My apologies.
It was impressive. It was well done.
You were
Thanks, Andy.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Well, enjoy your vacation. Enjoy your poker.
Dude, I've been on vacations for 7 years now.
Yeah, 20 years.
People are like, Prez, you're going on vacation. I live on vacation, my boys.
When people ask me, what do I want to be when I grow up? I want to be the Prez.
What do I want to be when I grow young? I want to be you, Dan. So with that sexy hair and that
get the hell out of here, Prez.
Stunning beard. And then,
I'll
of course,
see ya.
Andy. Sorry, Andy, you got caught in the middle of all of that. Guys, all right. I'll
see you for the Prez address, buddy.
Guys, lots of love. Happy freaking New Year to everybody out there. Check out the best betting show ever. You guys are incredible. Thanks for having me. And hit that freaking like button.
Hit that freaking like button. I'm going to get that tattooed on me. Hit that freaking like button.
You had most people probably didn't notice, but I noticed, Dan. So you had me off screen, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not on screen. I'll rub my eye." And then you put me right on screen, and I'm just looking at myself.
I know.
Rubbing the eye, just like a horrible.
I noticed.
On my part.
I noticed. I was like, shit, mistimed. But at least hey, everybody rubs their eyes sometimes, Andy.
All right, let's do all around the world. Let's give the people some free plays here. Loaded card here for all around the world. We're hitting a few different sports here. So we're going to go with the Grizzlies and the 76ers. Jaren Jackson over 1.5 made threes. He is really heating up from 3-point. Basically, most of his team is out. So his usage is way up. He's averaging over 5 attempts the last 5 games. He's shooting 41%. You got to go back to last season, but technically he has gone over the last 3 games against Philly for what it's worth. But he's gone over this in 6 out of the last 7 games. And again, he's got to score. They're very, very limited with who they have right now. We will talk about Dawson Mercer, the same game, Devils and Leafs. I like his over 1.5 shots on goals. He's heating up in this category, over in 5 straight, over in 6 out of 7 games against Toronto. Toronto gives up a lot of shots on goal. So I like that one. And let's throw a free darts play in here. World Championship of Darts. It's called the evening session because it's over in England, but this play goes off around 3:00 Eastern time here in the States. Look at Michael Van Gerwen and Gary Anderson over 5.5 sets. Basically, these two are really even. This is going to be probably the match of the day in terms of just competitiveness. It's a little juicy. I believe I'm seeing -165 at DraftKings, but it's first to 4, so we just need each guy to win 2 sets, and I think this is a back and forth type of game. So take over 5.5 sets there. All right, it's going to do it. Dan, great show, man. We're 2 for 2. We've smoked Monday and Tuesday for shows.
It's feeling good this week. I'm liking this momentum we're riding into the new year, Andy. So let's keep it up. And like Prez said, folks, hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you comment below. You're entered in for your 3 free-day flex pass. It's Miami 5.5 in the first half. Jesse has Miami. Andy is going the other way with Ohio State. Who's covering the 5.5 in the first half? You let us know with your WagerTalk username, and you can win a 3 free-day flex pass. And we're going under in the Independence Bowl. That's the WTF LFG. Let us know if you're following or fading.
All right, $5 Tuesday. Take advantage. Make sure You get as many plays as you want, but bet responsible. We don't want too much of our bankroll in play. I love my $5 play. It's a 4% in NBA. This is our very first 4% NBA play of the year. Locked and loaded. Big start to the week. Darts plays of just cash. So we moved to 11-2 Monday and Tuesday. So let's ride the wave, baby. Let's finish 2025 off on a bang. Thank you so much, Dan, and thank you so much, chat. You guys are killing it. And like Prez said, hit the like button. Make sure you're joining us tomorrow, same time, same place. Good luck on all your bets. Let's have a big $5 Tuesday.